Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and today we're going to be talking about specifically Criterions, because all month long for the month of November, there is a Barnes & Noble sale going on in stores and online as well. And unfortunately, I don't have any stores near me that has any stock of Criterion titles, so I had to order online. So this is actually my first haul of the month. We'll see how the month progresses. I probably will make a trip somewhere or a couple places. We'll see, and there might be some footage coming up in the future for that. But regardless, I want to talk about the things that I picked up for this first haul. But before we jump into that, I would love to know in the comment section down below, how many things have you picked up? What did you pick up for the sale? I would love to know if you were able to go in store and get a few titles, or if you were able to get it online. I always love seeing what other people choose for during this entire month. It's a really fun month. Also, it's a month that we all go broke because Black Friday's here. There's the sales left and right, but regardless, it's early in the month, so I suppose I don't know how many of us have spent all the money we have, but I would love to know in the comment section down below what you picked up. Alright, so let's start off with a 4K of a film that I have in my collection, but I didn't have the Criterion edition of this yet, and I'm talking about Dazed and Confused from Richard Linklater. This is spy number 336. This came out in 1993, a year after my birth. But I love this movie. I've seen it, probably 8 times or something like that, but I never owned the Blu-ray version of this from Criterion, so I finally got the 4K because it came out not that long ago. So I'm really excited about this. I really love the design of this package here. I'm sure I'm one of the last people to pick this up, but like I said, I have seen it plenty of times. It's a really fun hangout movie, and it has some dated things, but at the same time, it's very much of its time. And it came out, in the early 90s, definitely depicting an earlier time period as well in the 70s, the very end of that. But I'm really excited about this kind of stuff here. Ooh, I'm just going to drop everything here. And then also it comes with a poster as well, which is quite classic looking. So, and there it is right there, Dazed and Confused in Star Spangled Banner with the car itself right there. McConaughey's car, it looks like. So, yeah, great cast, fun film, love Richard Linklater. I'm very excited to jump back into it again and finally give it another chance. So, yeah, I'm going to jump into Dazed and Confused. That was my first pickup, the 4K edition of this one right here, as long as I can just get it back in the box. Dazed and Confused. Alright, so next is a film where I did not like this filmmaker for the longest time, and so I'm slowly but surely getting into his filmography, and this is a classic that a lot of you have probably seen, but I have not, and I'm talking about Eraserhead. This is spy number 725, came out in 1977. This is actually one of the earlier films from David Lynch, but peculiar. Regardless, it's a strange one, right? I've definitely seen a lot of the photography and some like little clips from this movie. I've seen some strange things from it, but I've never checked it out. And I've slowly gotten over time more interested in David Lynch. I really enjoyed Mulholland Drive when I saw it a few years ago, and I just recently watched Lost Highway, which I really enjoyed. So I'm slowly getting into David Lynch, and I'm gonna revisit Blue Velvet and whatnot. So this is gonna be fun. It's only 89 minutes. It's not that long, but there it comes in the digipack, just like Dazed and Confused does, but it's just the Blu-ray itself, and actually has quite a thick booklet right here. And it's really well packaged and well designed. So I'm excited to jump into Eraserhead and get weird with David Lynch like everyone else is. So I'm jumping on board. All right, next we're going to move to another David. This time we're going to talk about David Cronenberg, who I have been enjoying for a long time, actually. But I'm slowly getting some of his classics that have, evaded me for some reason. And the first one I want to talk about is spy number 777, lucky one. It is The Brood. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch The Brood for a long time. I don't really know much about it. I've heard it's really hard to watch, but at the same time, I'm a lot older now and can probably piece things together. And I know David Cronenberg has a style to him. So I really love the films that I've been, watching from him, like Videodrome or History of Violence, you name it. The Fly. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really excited about that. Maybe fun's not the right word. I've heard it's pretty brutal, this one especially. Psychotherapy, a disturbed woman, psychotherapy, some monsters, some children. That's all I know. So I'm going to jump into The Brood, and we'll see how it goes. So next we're going to jump into a film from 1991. This is actually spy number 1071. It is Defending Your Life. This is a film that's directed and written, actually it's also starring Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep. And I'm really, really excited about this one because this is something where I have only seen one other film from Albert Brooks, or at least that I know of, Lost in America, that just blew me away. And it was so much fun. It was such a fun comedy. It was very realistic, just making fun of Easy Rider in a way. But I'm really excited about this one because I really don't know much about this. Actually, my best friend who lives up in Canada, who I went and visited not that long ago, this is one of his like favorite movies. So this is going to be an interesting one. I might be getting this for him for Christmas. Who knows? He might already have it, but this came out in 1991. It is, like I already said, it's 111 minutes. And so, yeah, it just looks like a really fun movie. I'm not really, I don't know too much about it, but this is something that, like I said, high recommendation from my best friend. Also, I love Lost in America. So, Albert Brooks is something I'm really excited to jump into more and more of. All right, so next is a movie that is apparently really controversial. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard really crazy things about behind the scenes, especially with the director. This is Spy Number 1171. It's actually from 1968. It's of something I've read before and watched plenty of adaptations of, but I haven't seen this one. It's Romeo and Juliet, like I said, from the 60s, late 60s, directed by Franco Zeffirelli, who is, I think, the culprit of a lot of the problems here. But it is, Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting as, this couple of Romeo and Juliet. So I've heard it's a really, tough watch, at least in terms of watching it as, in a modern day context of knowing some of that stuff. But I've always been curious about this film, so I wanted to pick it up. I mean, I have some pretty controversial films in my collection, but at the same time, I don't back any of that up. I'm curious about the historical factor of this, these kind of things. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I picked up Romeo and Juliet. So I'm curious to know what other people think of this movie. Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, so next is a film that I have seen. I've only seen it once. I actually just had the standard Blu-ray, and then, of course, like a month or two later, this was announced. Criterion was going to put it out, and I'm like, damn it. But I got the 4K of Moonage Daydream, which I love this cover. Man, look at that shininess. It's just all over the place. First of all, David Bowie, the only celebrity when he passed away that I broke down a little bit. I've never broke down for any celebrity. I felt sad for people passing away, but David Bowie, that was a different story. I don't know why, but it really affected me. And I remember where I was and what happened. I was working at the record store when this happened. Obviously, Black Star had come out not too long before, and so we spun that all day. I remember that very, very well. I even met I had a girlfriend that I met around that time period, and we bonded over this. But regardless, Moonage Daydream, I have seen this movie. It's a very interesting and colorful array of looking into the past of David Bowie and all the monikers that he's had. Moonage Daydream is a really phenomenal film. This came out actually 2022. I really love the design of this whole thing. And then the other thing too is it's got the 4K and the Blu-ray itself here, but I'm really excited about this poster that I'm definitely putting up in my movie room or somewhere where I have posters. It also has, the essay on the back, but I'm going to read that and then I'm going to put this up because, I'm a big David Bowie fan. Like I said, his death affected me. I really love this rock star. He's literally an icon. I think he's one of the most influential rock stars, of all time. And it's David Bowie. So I'm really, really excited about this one and to jump back into some of my feelings and rewatch this one. It's going to be a fun one. All right, so next we're going to jump into a film from 1987, which is my favorite film year. Spy Number 1193. It is Labomba right here. This is actually a recent release. I'm really excited about this. I really don't know much about this. Apparently it's a biopic. I've always heard of Labomba, and I've obviously heard the music, but at the same time, I have not really jumped into the film itself, and I've always heard a bit talked about, especially from my parents, actually, even. So Lou Diamond Phillips as Richie Valens. We have a great cast, it looks like, here. It's only 108 minutes, but it's about the rock and roll trailblazer Richie Valens as he is immortalized in the biopic from another Mexican-American icon, Luis Valdez, the father of Chicano cinema. So I'm really excited about this one. I've heard really great things so far. And like I said, I've been hearing about it ever since I was a kid. So but it's about time that I finally watched this movie. So it looks really colorful and like a really good time. So I'm going to check this biopic out and I'm going to have a good time with it. All right, so we're going to end this with some spooky films. This next one is a 4K from 2001. It is spine number 1195, and I'm talking about The Others right here. So My Others, you can probably see the glare right there. There's Nicole Kidman right there. So this is actually a film that I'm really excited about. I have never seen this. It's a Chilean, Spanish, writer, director, composer, Alejandro Amar, I think, is the person who put this together. But Nicole Kidman stars as a World War II era mother whose imperious masks a terrifying pain. So I haven't seen this, and I do remember when this came out, just vaguely. I barely remember that, but I'm very curious about this. Of course, I love Nicole Kidman in the films that I've seen, so I'm really curious about this, and I'm sure I'm going to jump back into a spooky mood in sometime very soon. But yeah, did anyone else pick up The Others? I'm sure a lot of people picked this one up during this sale because it's a pretty fresh release. And last film that I picked up is one from 2022, spine number 1196. It is Nanny, directed by Nikyatu Jusu. I probably butchered that, but I'm really excited about this. So this is another, horror movie right here. It looks like it's a lot of social political horror, and it's in English and in Wolof, but it is an observation and artful shock, the debut feature actually, that plunges the increasingly fractured consciousness of Aisha Anna Diop, a Senegalese immigrant who takes a job as a nanny for a wealthy white family in New York. So this is a pretty new film. I have actually heard a little bit of it on the buzz, a little bit kind of at the beginning of this year, but I did not know that Criterion would put it out. So I'm really excited to jump into this. It's only 98 minutes, which is kind of perfect. I wish it was, I wish every film was like 100 minutes or less, but that's just me, except for Lord of the Rings, right? But anyway, Nanny is a film that I'm really excited about, and to kind of see and explore the ghosts that are inside this one. So anyway, what about you? I want to know in the comment section down below what you picked up for this sale. Did you pick up any titles that I picked up, or did you pick up some new ones? Let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, comment down below, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.